Hello, everybody. It's another week, another XGR. Joining you today are the usual cast of misfits: Anastasia Laserbeam,
hey.
Chris, a.k.a. the Mole,
pew pew pew,
and myself, Richter Hammer. And we are also joined by the Fallen Angel.
Hell yes.
So, So as you may know, we will go through the news and the catch-up section where we talk about all the games we've played this week, whether we enjoyed them or not. And then we will go to our discussion topic, which this week is the Vita worth it? Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
So anyway, first up with the news, who'd like to take it away?
I believe the Fallen Angel wanted to go first. And I will say, with him making a return like this, is he our Batista?
He is.
No, Batista was away for, what, 4 years, I think?
Yep, you're forgetting time zone difference.
This is more a CM Punk than anything. Or John Cena in 2008 at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I'll go first. World Cyber Games, to stop holding their tournaments. On Gamers is reporting that the World Cyber Games is ceasing their tournaments as of this year, meaning that all events, including this year's finals, are now defunct. The CEO, Brad Lee, has sent an email out to all his partners confirming the news. I believe this is a quote pulled from the email. There are many great moments based on your dedication. Although the brand has disappeared, but the WCG spirit will remain forever in the hearts of each player and fans. This moment is very difficult and painful for me. However, I must say goodbye to the WCG. The WCG was one of the pillars of the competitive gaming circuit, and its absence will be felt by everyone involved in that scene, from the players to the organizers to the fans themselves. There is a full report, and we probably just throw it in the description below. Comments? Anything?
It's always a shame when something like that closes down.
Yeah. My second piece of news is all about Nintendo. Who the fuck?
I don't know, but it was funny.
Nintendo is slowly reinventing the video game instruction manual. Let's have a look. What are they doing? Because I didn't actually read through this before I chose it, so bizarre. Apparently they're going to be getting rid of their instruction manuals. Hell yes. Save the trees. It gives a couple of examples. Cracking open a PS4 copy of Battlefield 4 or Xbox One's Call of Duty, and all you'll find is some pamphlets hyping various games and promotions, but you won't find a proper instruction manual. Slowly, surely, and quietly, Nintendo has been figuring out how to make terrific digital instruction manuals. Apparently, I'm not too sure on this, but Mole could probably verify this since he has a Wii U. Apparently they've been doing these on the Wii U recently, and apparently it's a neat thing to watch.
I honestly haven't looked at them. I've only looked at the instructions that come in the box. I'm one of those that I prefer the hard copy so that you don't have to keep swapping between two things or whatever, so you can just like have the instruction book in front of you. I hate the move to digital.
Yeah, and this list just goes through a whole bunch of stuff in the changes between how they've done it in the paper version compared to the digital version that they're looking into, I think, to actually completely switch over to digital. So that'll be interesting if they ever do just completely get rid of the books that you get with your game. So that'll be interesting. And the last piece of news, and a little bit disturbing, to say the least, is all about the Xbox. It's all the Xbox's fault. A 13-year-old in the UK, yeah, Chris, a 13-year-old in the UK admitted to raping his 8-year-old sister, telling police he had been watching porn through his Xbox 360's browser when he decided to try it out. This gut-wrenching case adds fuel to the controversy thereover whether and how access to online pornography should be controlled. While there are no dedicated applications serving porn to the Xbox 360, the console does feature a web browser that can access websites the same as any browser on a PC. The console can also play DVDs. The source of the pornography was not described in news accounts about the assault and guilty plea.
How many cups were there?
The Lancashire Telegraph reported that the boy admitted the assault and specifically named the console as the device where he had been watching the porn, and that it inspired him to try it out. The boy said he chose his sister because she was small and couldn't remember stuff. A detective told the court that...
That's also how Stacey gets all her boyfriends.
Yeah.
A detective told the court that this is one of those tragic sexual experimentation cases. Member of Parliament, the area where the assault occurred, called the case breathtakingly horrible and called on internet service providers to recognize that they have a greater responsibility for controlling access to porn. UK ISPs have acceded to calls to filter pornography and other objectionable content, placing it on new customers to opt out of filtering as of the beginning of the year. But a new bill is set to be discussed in the committee, one of which proposes internet users opt in to viewing adult content by proving they are over 18. So
Yep.
that was a bit of a disturbing story.
Yep, they announced that they were planning to do that a while back, ironically. It seems like, which the governments tend to do, it seems like they're piggybacking off this news and just exploiting it to benefit the bill they're trying to pass.
But, like, when they test if you're 18 or not, like, they should ask you, like, not, like, your birthday, but, like, okay, where do you go to get a pack of cigarettes or something? Something that you'd have to be 18 years old to get access to or something, or, like, I don't know.
I'm going to say, you're an idiot.
You can't answer
only because you're saying where'd you buy cigarettes? What, they're not just going to say the supermarket or the newsagents?
No, you need to be very
Kids
specific in brand names.
Kids are too stupid
These
to
brand
think about
names and cigarettes can ask you types of wine or something. Come on, can make sure you're at least old, at least old enough to access this content. Like,
No, they should ask you who was on last night's Daily Show. Because I don't think a 16-year-old would be like, well, I think it was. They'd be like, what? Like, that's what my old parents. Damn it.
Yeah.
After the film that comes out next month, just ask them, does RoboCop have a metal hand or a human hand?
There you go.
Well, that's the last of my news, so whoever's next.
I'll go. Unless you want to go along.
No, you go.
Okay. I got 3 little bits of news. So first one is there was a video game developed to help children of a high risk to recognize strokes. And it's turned out really well because they have like a 33% more retention in remembering strokes, and most like schools don't nearly have a retention rate of that high, so that's pretty cool. I'm glad that's like a success. Yay. I know it's not technically a video game, I guess, or maybe it is, but whatever. Now there's shit that you actually care about. Okay, or maybe not care about, depending on, you know. So, the Uncharted movie that's supposedly never gonna get made, or I don't know, if it ever does. They're thinking about having Seth Gordon, direct that. And it's funny, I love at the bottom, they said, who do you think should star in it? Please don't say Nathan Fillion. It's like, oh, damn it, you already knew what I was gonna say. It's like, ah. So now, like, but yeah, that's a little update on that. If it ever gets going, who knows? I'd say 50-50 or maybe 25% chance on that, but whatever. Especially if you're not gonna let me use Nathan Fillion, come on, dickwad. Probably because he wants too much money. So, anyway, next bit of news is Nintendo. On Nintendo 3DS, Nintendo's released a short trailer for the Ace Attorney, and Professor Layton crossover thing, which Richter said is going to be terrible, and it probably is, but because it contains both of those two people, I'm going to have to buy it anyway and check it out. So, yeah, there goes my money. I'm going to have to be forced to buy a game, because I can't not get it.
They're going to come to your house. You have to buy this.
Yes,
first world problems.
Yes. It is first world problems. But you know what? I live in the first world, so you know what? That means it's a problem. Anyway. So that's my news.
And cool. And I'll go next.
Okay.
Small, tiny bit of news, which means almost nothing. South Park: The Stick of Truth, they announced it will not be using Ubisoft's Uplay platform. According to the developer Obsidian, the news was confirmed by the studio's Twitter. So yeah, no Uplay.
That's something.
Yeah. I like Uplay.
It's alright.
My next bit of news was both, it's weird the way this is, but it's two bits of news in one. A signed display by US toy maker Jazzware.
Who names that company Jazzware? I don't know. People with jazz hands.
Yeah. But Jazzware at the Nuremberg International Toy Fair suggested that the next Sonic the Hedgehog outing would be hitting the Wii U, as well as its two rivals. I got this off a Nintendo site, worth pointing out. That's the only reason they're just saying, yeah, the Wii U and the others. But Wii U, PS4, and Xbox One, it had been announced for, which basically flies in the face of Sega's previous statement that the next installment would be exclusive to Nintendo hardware because they'd signed the free game deal, and we've already had two. But it would seem Jazzware has put its foot in it, as Sega has confirmed to Eurogamer that the news is false. They said, and I quote, Sega has yet to announce details of the upcoming video game titles for Sonic the Hedgehog. Sega has announced details of the upcoming. Sega is yet to announce details of the upcoming console video games for Sonic the Hedgehog, or further details regarding the news of the Sonic CGI TV series. I can't wait for that. The recent information coming out of Nuremberg Toy Fair was incorrect, despite it being a poster. It was incorrect, apparently. So you can take that either way. Either they're covering it up until they want to show it off at like E3 or something, or B, it was a false poster. Either way can work. And my last bit of news, which I was surprised I thought Victor was going to take. Japanese Monster Hunter fans will get all the really cool toys through, like brand new Monster Hunter Real 2014 exhibition that opens tomorrow at the time of this was posted at Universal Studios Japan in Osaka. The special event is open until the 11th of May and gives fans the chance to shoot with cameras a giant animatronic Tigrex, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and Raffian, as well as a... is that right?
No, yeah,
Oh,
just
sorry.
Tigrex is fucking scary, dude.
Yeah, as well as deck themselves out in some basic hunter gear and pose with an enormous static Rathlos for 1,800 yen fee, of course. Indoors, there's a chance to gawk at an excellent reproduction of various bits and pieces from Monster Hunter gear, including a full set of life-size replica Star Rock equipment designed to celebrate the exhibition, available to the 3DS carrying attendees via an exclusive download quest. If you're not content with just looking, there's also a few quests to participate in too, such as the paintball throwing competition, a Monster Hunter themed variant on the classic knockover bottles in a fairground stall, and hungry fans can fill up on a variety of themed food and drink, thankfully none of which is cooked by cats trying to act like people. That was what the article said. I honestly thought Richter would have taken that. And as we're in the conversation right now, and I know, for example, Richter will probably want to give his thoughts and stuff, there's some photos on said event in the same article. That's why you can see where I read it.
I'm trying not to cry because we'll never get that. But I don't know if I'd want to take pictures of a Tigrex. I'm not saying he's, scary or anything, but I'm saying that at one point he was a 13-year-old boy watching porn on an Xbox. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, that looks totally cool. And I would totally throw quote-unquote paintballs.
Oh, there's a little cat in a hat with a little wand, and it's adorable.
Yep. Which, it's a shame you won't get something like that over there, but on the plus side, you might get some other event, like I believe Disney over there may do a Frozen event, or a High School Musical event.
Oh god, they'll kill ourselves.
Yes, I assume they're going to do another High School Musical eventually.
Probably. Will they get money off of it? Then probably.
High School Musical, the next generation.
The assassins that kill the old ones.
No one wants to see that, but still, I thought you would have taken that news as it was Monster Hunter.
It is awesome.
But yeah,
I was trying to get over crying.
I made Victor cry. But yeah, that was the end of my newses.
All right. So, for my news, first off, Mamoru Samurgok, I guess that's how you say it? I don't know, was the composer for scores of some video games like the Resident Evil Director's Cut and Onimusha, and he revealed this week that he used the Ghost composer for those. So a lot of people are kind of pissed about it, I guess, because he was called, quote, Japanese Beethoven, quote, or Japan's Beethoven.
Shouldn't that have been zombie composers?
It should. Wow. But yeah, so I don't know how other people feel about it, but yeah, it's like I don't know. It kind of sucks that he was like claiming it was his all along. But the nature of how Ghost composers work and Ghost authors and all that kind of stuff, it makes sense. But still, I don't know. I think a lot of people are making out worse than it is, but that is just me. And then next up, EVE Online, the makers of that, are building a monument in Iceland. And if all registers players on any active player on March 1st will get their name engraved on the monument that they are building. So yeah, if you want to put in all of Bart Simpson's prank calls as your character name, go for it before March 1st.
I'm trying to, can you have like vulgarities as your username?
I have no idea. Probably not really vulgar stuff, but I'm betting there's ways around it.
Let's all sign up with stuff like, stop jamming us.
Yes.
And Stacy equals bobblehead.
Yes, because that's exactly what memorialized.
Look, here's I Heart Tacos, IP Freely, and It Exists. I don't get it. But yeah, it's supposed to be about 16 feet tall. So
that sounds cool, but I have to ask, are they using the players' real names or the account names, because I'm sorry, a load of account names in MMO are fucking stupid with like loads of numbers after it, or the X's that look cool, like XX something XX.
I believe it's their character name. Yeah, I know there's going to be a lot of that stuff. But
that's going to be amazing.
And they're also, they have noted specifically that they are asking guild leaders to submit a list of names of players that were in their guilds that had like passed away, so they can put them on. And one of them is the U.S. diplomat who was killed in 2012 in Libya. So it's kind of neat that they're also putting on the deceased players.
And that is cool. Hopefully the deceased players have like a special part of it, so it seems more special.
Yeah, like not just thrown in there.
It's like, hey, there were sucks on Dick, and then there's this guy right here who was like a guy in Libya, you know? He's right next to sucks on Dick, you know?
And supposedly underneath the monument, they're putting a laptop with like videos and stuff, kind of like a time capsule. And I just kind of hope that there's a way to, you know, like they obviously can't keep the battery charged down there, so I don't know.
I know this may be disrespectful to the dead, but I hope they go video game theme too. I hope they have like one for the people alive and one for the people who are dead, and the title of the one dead should be "Failed to Respawn."
Ran out of extra gas.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that was my news for the week.
Oh my god.
So next up, we will go to Ketchup. Who wants to run through the games that they played this week first?
I will.
Okay.
I played through 3 games. I played 3 games this week. First up, I just finished. I've only played like an hour or 2 of it. We're getting into this at the moment, but it's only short anyway. I'm like halfway through the game. It is Infamous, the Festival of Blood. Because a friend of mine was saying, you should at least play it. And I was like, why? And they were like, well, unlike the third game, at least it's still Cole, so you got at least one more game with Cole. So I was like, fine. And I bought it, and I'm playing for it, and I'm like, it's good. I missed the fact you can't make choices in the game, which was a really fucking important part of the game, I felt. But it's still fun, and enjoyable. I will say, I ended up getting the trophy for 100 kills, or 100 biting of people, way fast, because when I was talking to Simon, I was just spamming the shit out of it, because I wanted to see what the hell happened to him if I kept fucking killing people, and it started to talk about his bloodlust after so many kills and stuff, because I was literally in a festival, I was like, fuck it, it's like a buffet, it's all you can eat, no. That was kind of okay.
I'm surprised you didn't play that one earlier.
I played a little bit of it, but I never didn't like the gameplay and stuff as much as I did with Infamous. But this one I was like, fuck it, it's on sale. It was on sale or something at the time as well, and a friend recommended me, so I was like, fuck it, why not try it?
Yeah, I thought the best part of that was the flight power, even though you can use it for like all of 3 seconds before you're out of blood.
Yeah, I didn't realize you could use it for only 3 seconds. I just like it turned back to normal, it falls and climbing onto like the side of a roof. I'm like, worst vampire ever. But that's kind of cool. I wish they did have choices though. They needed choices.
Yeah.
Like you should have been able to choose, because it's a what if story. You should be able to choose whether or not you stay a vampire or not. Cause I'm assuming it's probably gonna be some bullshit of him getting cured at the end, some cliche like that. But I'm right, aren't
I? It's a cliched ending. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. So I was thinking it should be like you get a choice. Do you become a vampire or something like that? And maybe balance it out between you with like a karma system of like how many humans you eat as opposed to how many power boxes you get health from. So you know what I mean? So you're keeping your humanity if you don't keep eating. But no, they did fuck all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disappointed, but it's a downloadable game, so it gets more leeway. And I also played more of Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z. Still kicks ass. A review of that will be coming, and like I said, I love that game. It's like people describe it, and I have before. It's basically the old Dragon Ball Z games meets Monster Hunter meets an MMO. I'm happy. I like it. Which brings us to my next game I played this week. Speaking of MMOs, Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. Love that game. Absolutely love that game. I'm a guy with a giant fucking axe on his back, and apparently you can. So I believe someone said you can swap the weapons and use a different weapon class at your disposal or whatever. But fuck it, I like my axe at the moment.
Wasn't the swapping your weapon swap your class?
Yeah.
I thought. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, if you swap your weapon, it'll swap your class so you can be everything if you choose to.
Nice.
Well, I like my Marauder, or whatever the hell it's called, with the axe. I also did the thing I mentioned to Geeky Girl that I absolutely enjoyed with that game.
Yeah.
It's a small touch, but you get to colour the eyes differently. One eye's like my normal eye colour in real life. The other eye is completely white, and that's the eye I've put the scar over, so it looks like a proper someone sliced through his eye and blinded him in it. Love it. I've been getting armor, I've been doing all these missions and stuff. Pretty cool. And there's also like big guys walking around you get to slay and stuff. While I'm not a Final Fantasy fan by any stretch of the imagination since the 6th game, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. And I highly recommend it to anyone that wants to get a subscription-based MMO. Highly recommend Final Fantasy XIV.
Ooh.
Huzzah!
Is that all you played this week?
Yep, I've only played those 3 games this week.
Okay.
Alright then, well I'll go next. I also played 3 games, surprisingly. I've started to get into the back end of Pokemon X to catch all the Pokemon and collect everything that I need to have it completely finished. I've already beaten the Elite four times now, surprisingly. And I almost have my level 100 Blaziken. That's all I want. He's at 98 right now. I've also played Battle of Z. I'm only pretty much just started it. It's really good. The 2 things I hate at the moment, the lock-on targeting system, I really don't like it. And the fact you can't power up in the middle of battle. I'd love to just power up in the middle of battle instead of having to swap my characters out with all of the frickin' cards that you give them and... Oh.
See, I actually prefer not powering up.
And, for the last game I played, surprisingly, on the PS2, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monster Coliseum. That's just some old school shit. I haven't played it for years. It took me forever the first time round, but this time round I'm older and I have more of a strategy when it comes to actually beating my opponents instead of just trying to take them the fuck out. I sit and wait for them to come to me, and then I just take them out one by one.
Nice.
I just really want a dungeon dice monster game now. Then I'll be happy.
I think they made one on Game Boy Advance, I want to say.
Yeah, I think they did, but I'll have to have a look, see if I can find it. Because I really want to get, like, the card game as well, because I know that came out on Game Boy.
Yeah. Those ones are hella good.
Yeah, I got to play them. I think one of my cousins had one of them, but it didn't really look all that interesting. But who knows? I could kick ass. But that is all I have played this week.
Stacy?
Yeah. So I've played quite a few games. Okay, in no particular order. I played Wind Waker for like 3 hours for my Let's Play. That was fun, except for like this one part I got stuck on, and I just released that part of the video so you can watch this one now. Is that I never got stuck on this part, but you have to pluck a Deku nut on, just pluck it and put it on this bridge, and then use your wind to blow the bridge across, and then just throw it at the door. for the longest time, I couldn't jump to the door, and I kept, like, dropping. Like, I go as far as, like, I could possibly push the bridge, and then I keep dropping and be like, what the hell? Like, I never, like, it's never happened. It took me, like, 4 freaking tries, and I'm blowing the bridge across the place, and then I accidentally blow the nut down, and I have to get it again, and it's like, what is this crap, man?
How did you get stuck on that? Because when you were talking to Marcus about it when he had the game, you kept talking to him about how you knew it like the back of your hand and you could just walk through it with your eyes closed.
Pretty much.
How did that happen?
I think that this was jinxed or something. It's like crazy. There's some voodoo going on. Some crazy, like, planets aligning and all sorts of nonsense. Anyway, so that was that. What else did I play? I played Borderlands 2 still a whole lot. That's really fun. I got the Necromancer, and I've been trying like that out. It's fun. I like it a whole lot. No. And I was playing Binding of Isaac. Oh my god, got even more freaking. I keep unlocking more and more. I'm gonna say attachments, but was it like power ups in there? And every time I always have like each time I play, it's always like a new experience. I'm always having something new, so I like that. I haven't gotten to the point where no, this again, you know, because I keep getting like new stuff on there. And it's awesome. Then what else did I play? I played Uncharted because Jim started doing that, so I want to get my multiplayer thing up to par. So I started playing Uncharted again. And all the little stupid Uncharted things that bother me again. And what else? Dungeon Defenders. I just played that today as well with a dude. And and it was fun.
Some random guy that came into my house.
Yeah, you know, he just broke in my house, beat up my grandma. I was like, hey, I want to play some Dungeon Defenders. And I was like, sure, why not, you know?
You can give a shout out to Iron Man John. Hi, Iron Man John.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if he wanted me to say his name or not.
Oh, he wants you to say his name, darling.
Oh, God, don't even, like, start that. It's crap.
How did you not see that coming?
Alright. So those are all the games that I played, I think.
All right.
Wait, nope, sorry, Skyrim also.
Oh.
There you go. That's it.
Okay, so for this week, of course, played some more Diablo 3. I don't remember what my last update was, but we have now completed Inferno and have Paragon level, I think 3 or 4 with my wife's monk and my demon hunter. Starting to do the crazy shit about like there are key wardens on Inferno and you get 3 of those in the plans and you make an infernal machine and you can make some like ridiculously awesome broken ring, and I'm like, so we got to do that, but it takes a lot of effort because you have to. Basically, there's 3 portals, and the machine is consumed on use and only opens 1. So you have to basically get 9 keys to make 3 portals in 1 game run and hope that you get the drop of the part you need. Yeah. Oh, and each portal has 2 predetermined bosses that you fight at the same time, and they're like supposedly buffed. And I'm like, ooh, I want to try that. And we also turned the difficulty up to like hard or master one of those, because fucking we were just destroying everything.
I just got distracted when you said you were playing the monk and the demon hunter with your wife, so.
Nope. Still need to play that game more with you guys. We've got too many games we're all playing together now.
Yeah.
Yep. But still enjoying that. I also played some Sengoku Basara 4, played more of that. God, that game is stressful. Like, it's a hack and slash. It's not supposed to be that annoying, but it is. And it's still kind of fun, but I don't know, some stages, their gimmicks are really fucking irritating, and I don't know. And then last up was Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City that I guess I played with just Crispy. But
technically, I played that this week. Yeah, I forgot about that this week. I thought that was like just I thought it was after the last recording, so I thought it counted as last week. My bad.
Oh, okay, that's fine. And that's it's not a good game, but it's enjoyable with people, because I don't know. I was having fun playing it, but the game is pretty crappy.
Yeah. I can completely agree with that. The the graphics and some of the choices are stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
And some of the models, like Jill's model, looks completely off. But playing it in multiplayer is still unbelievably fun. I loved the part where it was me on my own against you and Crispy, and I shot him in the face with the gun. I just heard, wait, did he just infect me? Best strategy ever.
Yeah, we after we beat the campaign, we did some of the online verses, and there was only 3 of us, so it kept matching up 2 versus 1. Unfortunately, at the end, it kept randomly putting Mole and I together. Poor Crispy was by himself. But yeah, that was really funny that one time. You're just like, ooh, I'm going to use this. And we're like, what? And you're like, you'll see. And he finds us and he just shoots Crispy and infects him and just runs off.
Yeah, the part that made it better as well was after I picked my character, you guys just heard me do an evil laugh. It's like, oh god, what's he done? What's he found? You'll see.
I also like we did the one map. I think it was the outside, like near the gas station or something. And we were running around, and a lot of times in all the maps they have zombies, and sometimes they have lickers and hunters. And then we were at one, and they started dropping the fucking tyrant in the trench coat ones, and he just shows up, and we're just like, oh, I was like, is that a, oh yeah, that is. And Will's just like, yep. And Crispy's like, what? And we're like, nothing, you'll find out. And we're just running away from it. And we just hear, oh god! Just like punching around.
I was also where I had this strategy when I ran out of bullets to run up to him and start trying to knife him from behind. It didn't work. Then I tried to use my sticky grenade on the petrol or gas station pumps for you, which was a hilarious kind of went boom, and it's like fucking explosion of fire. I couldn't see much, and it just keeps walking. It's like, why? Why are you doing this?
Oh god, yeah, that game it's worth what I paid for it.
Yeah, the game, like I said, it's bad, but like you said, it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
With, like, I still loved my first shotgun kill.
Oh.
Yeah, shoot a guy who's a human, not a zombie. Shoot a guy who's a human in the face with a shotgun. His head falls off, and because part of the bullet hit his chest, he falls to the floor holding his stomach going, oh, in pain. How is that possible?
It's like, but you don't have it. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Game sure is wonky. I like when you fight even human people are just ridiculous bullet sponges. Like, you fight Leon at one point, and he's just like a boss. So, I think Crispy shot him in the head with, I don't know, probably at least 20 sniper rifle rounds right in the head, while the rest of us are like throwing grenades and shooting him, and he's just like, nope, I'm Leon S. Kennedy. And we're like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
he also didn't fall for my strategy either. I got infected, and there was no virus thing near me, and I was right near him, so I stayed right near him, hoping to turn. And suddenly I get the animation of I'm turning. It's like, yeah, I was hoping I was going to bite him. I go, and start to turn. Right as I was about to turn, he just grabs me, lifts me up like fucking Kane on the wrestling with one arm, and snaps my fucking neck, and then goes back shooting. I'm like, he doesn't have super strength. He's not Nemesis.
He's just a cop.
He's just a cop.
He's not super cop.
He's super cop from GTA.
He's the super RoboCop. There you go.
But I think one thing in that game that I don't know, I do like because it's different, but I don't like because it's different, is there are parts where, you're supposed to go somewhere and it swarms you with enemies. So because, in other games like that and whatever, I'm trying to kill all the enemies. Because I'm like, oh, well, kill them all, and then we can get to where we need to go. No, you're supposed to go where you need to go. And just killing guys just makes more come, and you're just sitting there and just like, there's no end to these guys. And it's like, oh, because you're supposed to run to the ladder, and then we're like, fine, and we just run off.
And you get for like 40 minutes.
We did that a lot. We're sitting there like, God, there's no end to these guys. Oh, that's right. And look and see the objective marker, and we're like, damn it.
I also love how someone felt that there was a zombie apocalypse going on. It's going through all these various locations, like city streets, evil corporations, lava works, whatever the fuck it is, steel works, not lava works, steel works. And yet, someone thinks, you know what, I could evacuate, but I've got an idea. People must know. So he places the Raccoon City mascot in various places. But he's like, I can't just give it to them. No, they need to feel like they've earned this. You'll hide it a little bit.
Yeah, some guy like puts it around a corner. He's like, they'll never find it here. Find it?
Yeah, I want to see that as a spin-off game because this game was us playing as the umbrella people going through and causing all the shit you saw in the previous games. Therefore, why don't we have a spin-off of this where we go through planting raccoon statues everywhere?
Leaving data on like forklifts and stuff.
Yes, and one laptop.
I love the data because some of it's on like, it looks like USB drives or that's fine, or floppy disks, a bit outdated. I swear to God, some of them are VHS tapes, and I'm like, when the hell was this game made?
There's a reason
I guess
for that.
because it's supposed to take place in like '88, right? Or
Yeah,
some of it, or whenever the second one.
Yeah, it's supposed to take place during. I think it's supposed to take place during 1, 2, 3, and maybe just the first 3 or 4. Which means technically they had VHS then, which is like the PlayStation 1 era.
But then, yeah, and they also have like those actual cassette tapes, and I'm like, people didn't really use those back then.
They should
have record stuff, especially.
They should have done like Double Dragon and took the piss out the era too. Like,
yes.
Like to revive someone had to put a pencil in the paper.
Yes. Oh yes, and more neon. But yeah, that would have been awesome. Oh, but that is what I played this week.
Nice.
So now we are on to the opinion segment for this week, and it is the Vita worth it? So, who wants to start?
Me.
All right.
Because I brought this up just because I was just looking at my empty, or not empty, but my dusty PSP cases, and I'm like, we should probably play them. I look at the games, like, you know what? I'd rather not. And I don't know. It just seems so freaking, like, at least the PSP, useless. And then since I didn't like the PSP, I'm like, well, the Vita is just like the PSP, but like the next thing of it. So, like, yeah, I don't know. It probably has a bunch of good games for it that I'm not playing, but I just feel like, you know what? If I wanted that, I'd just grab my 3DS and, do that. I already have that.
See, I think personally, but when it comes to the Vita, it depends on the type of player you are. For example, I find no amusement in the handheld gaming, so I don't own a 3DS or a Vita. Because to me, I'm like, if it's a good game, like it's a good Mario or a good fucking, I don't know, like the Assassin's Creed or the Batmans and stuff, I'm going to buy the console version. However, there is people out there that want them. And there's also a lot of like, I believe on the Vita there's a load of more, probably catering more possibly towards Richter's end of the spectrum, because I believe there's more JRPGs and stuff like that. That's here Richter's, what do you call it? Genres, if you will, than there is on the 3DS, but at the same time the 3DS has more family-friendly stuff, so I could see both. But the Vita, I wouldn't say it's worthless, because if you own a Vita, especially if you own a PS4, because you're guaranteed to have Plus at that point, you're getting free games every month for it. It's pretty much a system that gives you free games. Do you get given free games every month on your 3DS? I think not.
I might get it because I'm just annoyed at accidentally downloading Vita games instead of PlayStation 4 games.
That's more stupidity than the console.
Because I can't tell you how many times I did that. It's like, damn it! Yeah, why don't you play? Oh, you're a stupid Vita game. You know what? I don't have the Vita. Glad you downloaded yourself.
Yeah. Although, like I said, personally speaking, as for the when I've seen the exclusives, there's only like 1 or 2 I'd like to play, which is like the Little Big Planet one, 'cause I love the series. I think there was another one. However, there may be other ones out there that other people enjoy. So I don't think it's worthless. I think it's about the same as the 3DS probably.
Yeah, there hasn't been anything that's been like, whoa, you gotta get this now, holy shit. Like, there's nothing been like that, like, kind of at my face. But then there hasn't been anything like that for the PS4 either, so. But, like, I don't know. There's nothing been really grabbing me, or my attention, since, I don't know.
Well, for me, I actually really like my Vita. So, in some ways, yes, it's worth it, but I don't think it's necessarily worth it for everyone. One of my biggest problems, at least with the PSP, to jump back for a second, is a lot of the really good games I played on PSP, I wanted to play on a console. Where it was like, oh, why isn't this on PS2? I'd rather it be there. even though I do have like an ass ton of games for PSP. It's one of those things like I looked at like the bin that holds them and I'm like, I didn't realize I bought that many games for PSP. But with the Vita, I think one of its biggest problems right now is a lot of its best games are ports of other games. Or in the case of like Assassin's Creed Liberation, which was supposed to be pretty good, they made a, console port of it. So, I think that's one thing that, I don't know, like, I actually kind of like that because for me, it's like, oh, well, if I have a Vita already and I have an opportunity to play it, I might want, the version of the game to go, basically, so I can play it when, if I'm at work or whatever on break, or if I have to go to, like, get my car fixed or some shit like that.
At work, when I'm supposed working, and like...
on break.
I am confused about something to do with one of those things.
Yeah.
I thought because the Vita is the most powerful handheld one out there, out of the two of them. However, I would say, I thought the Vita was HD. That's what Sony led me to believe of how they advertised it. Because of how, look, you can get the PS3 games in the same quality and stuff on your Vita, and it's like, cool, so we can do HD. So how come when the Assassin's Creed Liberation game came out, they called it a HD version? I'm like, what? I don't understand that. Maybe I was confusing something.
No, it was called the HD one. I don't know if it's HD. It's somewhat HD. I don't think it's like 1080p or anything.
Somewhat HD.
It's HD.
It might be like 720 or something. I don't remember. I think the resolution isn't as good, and that might be why there's a quote unquote HD of.
Yeah, because after this thing, it'd be like if the PS4 got a PS3 for game now, when they got Diablo. Let's say PS4's Diablo, so calling it Ultimate Edition or whatever the hell they're calling it. It'd be cool. It'd be like they could just refer to the PS4 version of Diablo 3 as Diablo 3 HD Edition. It'd be like, no, fuck off.
It's not the H's to B's.
It's in 4K. What?
Yeah, the 4K edition.
It's in gold, then.
But I think one of the best functions of Vita and also the 3DS is the ability to suspend the game. Like, DS and 3DS, you can close it, and you're pretty much guaranteed that it'll go into sleep mode. In the Vita, you can just hit the power button, and, it just basically suspends the game. And that's a really useful function that I kind of wish consoles had in a better capacity.
Yeah. I was going to say, the closest thing to that on a console I could think of was the Wii.
Yeah.
Where you could get around the fact the old games didn't have saves by exiting out quickly, so it saved the state you were in.
Yeah. Good old save states. Yeah, more games need that. Anyway, but that's really one thing that I like about the Vita. Still, though, overall, I know a lot of people don't like portable gaming, and that's fine. I kind of wish that a lot of the good ones were, really good ones were released on a console. I know a lot of people be like, well, then there's no reason to get the portable one. It's like, yeah, but the portable systems are mostly if you, have a reason to go use it. I still like them because then I can let someone use the TV while I go still play a game.
Unless you're playing on Vita TV.
That's true. Oh, I do want that. I do want that. But at the same time, there are not a lot of people, they're either just like, they're the only person in the house, or, they don't have kids or anyone really to share a TV with, or they don't travel big distances. Cause like, I know when I was working, I had an hour lunch, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I can take my 3DS with me, and I can actually play, have a substantial chunk of time to play on my lunch, because I can play while I'm eating and whatnot. And especially when I carpooled, the people I carpooled with, they had PSPs, because, they're just sitting there. They don't have to drive. So they had 45 minutes to just sit there and play the game. And there's a good market for it. And so it's definitely not worth less, but I don't think it needs to be like a super huge thing that everyone needs to get. I think it should always be like a smaller subset of the consoles. More like a, kind of like how the Vita is to the PS4, how it's kind of like an extension almost of it in some ways.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, if we talk about whether or not it's worthless or anything, let's look at the 3DS at the same time. And let's ask the question, are both of them still going to be as worthwhile now that tablet gaming has taken off. Because there's some, and before people say, oh yeah, it's just going to be Angry Birds, they're getting ports of some GTA games and stuff like that. Which means there's some really good games now going on the iPads and stuff like that, which is competing with the handheld gaming stuff, and there seems to be more people with like iPhones, iPods, and fucking iPads and all Android stuff and all that than there is with handheld systems. So I don't know if that's going to be something that hurts it later on.
I think it will hurt it. I don't think it should, though. That's the only thing that bothers me is because, yeah, there's some decent games on like iPad and, you know, Droids and stuff, but I like having buttons in a control pad. Like, there's no substitute. Like, yeah, there's some add-ons for that, but then it just makes your, you know, like Droid device look kind of silly. And the on-screen buttons, I've tried those and they are really fucking annoying. Like, to me, there's no substitute for buttons in a controller. So, but unfortunately, yeah, I think a lot of it is moving away from that. Huh?
I'm going to pull the dick move and say, that's why I prefer Move to Connect.
I don't really like either, though.
I actually do like the Move when you're doing, like, the golf and stuff, and playing with the stuff, but I also understand the market for Connect. I was just making a joke.
Yeah. Believe me, there are times when I'm using the Kinect, I just grab the controller to navigate the menu. Like, using the Kinect to navigate the menu is fucking horrendous.
Yeah, but that's because last time you described Kinect to us, your Xbox has kind of got an attitude. Because you made it sound like your Xbox makes you say, okay, I need Xbox on, and before it even comes on, you have to kneel down to the height of your son and be like, Xbox, my master, what is my bidding? Like Darth Vader. Richter, my son, yes, rise.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be epic.
Oh man,
that should have been in the Star Wars Kinect game.
What, just a minigame and kneel before him?
Yes.
And he gives you a name. You are now Darth. I mean, it's some random name he comes up with.
Yes.
You are Darth Head, and you're like, oh, fuck.
I was gonna say, admittedly, I haven't played my 3DS as much either as well, because I've been mostly sticking to consoles and
the
stuff.
3DS is outdated now. We got the 2DS.
Oh my god.
3DS is so last gen.
Mostly because I've been usually lending my 3DS to my sister, because she enjoys playing it a whole lot, because she's getting more use out of it than I have. So, yeah.
I used to like console gaming when I was younger. Oh, not console gaming. I used to like handheld gaming when I was younger, but nowadays, PC, handheld, I just prefer playing with a console. Which, that's just my personal thing. I would wonder when the Vita TV comes out, since we're talking about Vita, will you be able to do something awesome with it, Rick? Because I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The Vita can be used as a second screen for the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Could you use your Vita TV as a second screen for your PlayStation downstairs, and therefore or whichever one you want to use it on, and therefore have access to the saves and shit on the other PlayStation in the other room?
I don't know. That'd be weird because they both use DualShocks. So, doesn't it use a DualShock 4 for the Vita TV?
It might do, yeah.
That'd be funny. I don't know if it does that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played any real 3DS games in a while. And it's funny,
yeah.
My sister ordered for Christmas, she had ordered specifically 3DS games so she could play it on my 3DS. And I'm like, why do you want that? You don't even have that. She's like, yeah, but I'll just play yours. I'm like, yeah, you fun. How about that?
Yeah, but don't you have a bajillion?
A bajillion what?
3DSs.
I have two. I mean.
Yeah, because you showed off a collection of different DSs.
Oh,
and 3DSs
that's my old ones throughout, since the original one. I have all those, yeah. But those don't, those are old ones, the old Game Boy Pocket, and all those, throughout them.
I wasn't confusing it with Game Boy. It's about when you showed us, a whole row of DSs. Because it must have been, DS and DS Lite and shit.
Yeah, I have the DS and the DS Lite that's green. But I actually bought that one from England, by the way, just because it was green. Yeah, but it works and everything, so it's awesome.
Cool. And there is some games on the Vita that do look interesting too. Not many that I'd want, if that makes sense, but some I'd be interested in. If I had the system, I'd play.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell was it called? Like, I think it was called Reality Fighters. Looked kind of cool. It was like a fighting game, but then you could use the camera to just make any level you wanted based on what you've taken a photo of or your camera's showing or whatever. I thought that could be kind of cool.
That could be. I remember that game. I haven't played it, though.
I assume it's not very cool though, because not many people have talked about it, and there's not been many copycats or sequels announced. So I'm assuming it bombed.
Well, it was a launch title, so probably, yeah. I think it was near launch. So it was probably crap.
Which is a shame.
And Tearaway is supposed to be decent. I don't know. But, if there's no one... Oh,
I haven't seen Tearaway. I was thinking of the reality thing, the reality fighters, because I was thinking, someone's going to be like fucking naked and taking their photo or something.
They'll ruin it like Playroom.
Yeah. It'll be like Smash Brothers. Every time we get like an erection or something like that, it counts as like when the puppy comes up against the screen.
Ha! Get that thing out of the way. I can't see my character. But yeah, I believe we have exhausted this topic. So, thank you very much. Huh?
I agree to you. I said we have.
Oh. So, thank you everyone for joining us for another XGR, and hopefully we will see you next week.